If you're watching this video, chances are you want to be more productive. When we talk about productivity, most people think of time management. How can I improve my time? It is no secret to Success Nation that productivity is something that I'm obsessed with. And I've studied productivity and experimented different ways to be more productive throughout years. What I found is time management is a good start to be more productive. How many times do you hear people saying, if I had more time, if I had 2 more hours? Most people don't manage their time well, including me. However, looking at productivity from only a time perspective is one-dimensional. If you want to be more productive, you need to be aware of the 3 pillars to productivity: managing time, energy, and attention. In this video, I'm going to break down the 3 pillars to productivity, starting with time management. One of my mentors shared with me this analogy. Imagine if your bank credited $86,400 to your account every morning. The money could be used however you choose to spend it. The account carries over no balance from day to day, and every night, the amount of money you have failed to use that day is written off as loss. It carries over no balance and no overdraft. We all have such a bank. It's called time. Every morning, it credits you and me something more valuable that all the money in the world cannot buy back. Our time is the most precious currency we have. We all receive 86,400 seconds every day. What's really interesting is how we decide to use our time and invest it in things that matter and fulfill our purpose. Do we make use of every second? Do we make every second count? Being mindful of this time bank will allow you to use your time wisely. Most of us spend our time being busy. We like being busy. We think of busy as being productive. I'd like to ask you, when you spend time doing things, when you spend time being busy, is that a good use of your time? So often I find myself being busy, executing on tasks and being overwhelmed by what I have to do. What I find is that if I take a step back and think about the tasks at hand and plan and prepare my next move, I make better use of my time. I like this quote from Abraham Lincoln. Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I will spend the first 4 hours sharpening the axe. This quote highlights the importance of planning. It's important that you plan what you're going to do instead of allowing yourself to be busy and doing things without thinking ahead and without preparation. Most people will dive in and try to cut down a tree with an axe that's not been sharpened. This is where they feel busy, they feel productive, but they're not thinking ahead what they're doing. If they took the time to take a step back and sharpen the axe before proceeding with cutting down the tree, they will be way more productive. Do you know about the 2-minute rules? The 2-minute rule is from David Allen's Getting Things Done system. What David Allen's concept is that if a task can be completed in less than 2 minutes, just do it. Don't add it to your to-do list or capture it for later. Just do it, because if you don't do it now, you're going to spend more time and procrastinate about doing it. If it's that easy to do in less than 2 minutes, then just do it. How long do you spend sorting out your email? Most people spend hours replying to messages and scrolling down their inbox. I found myself many times spending more time than I need on email. Have you found yourself refreshing your email many times just to check whether you've received an email, or you're trying to reply to somebody and you're writing something and it's taking a long time? Most of us don't use email productively. What we end up doing is spending a lot of time scrolling down our inbox trying to reply to messages. Have you been in a situation where you're replying to an email and then you get another email back from the person and then you have to reply back? So you're going back and forth, spending a lot of time. You end up spending a lot of time addressing something, going back and forth, when you could have solved the problem with one email. So whenever I'm writing down an email, what I usually do is that, say for example, I need to schedule a meeting with somebody. I'm going to ask the person to choose the most convenient date, and if none of the dates are suitable for that person, to suggest other dates. So this way, the person can choose among 3 other options, and then if they can't, then they can give me an alternative date. Whereas if somebody just sent an email saying about what date they are free, and then the other person replied back and said, I'm not free that date, and then the person has to send back another email and then wait for the response. So it's not very productive. Whenever you're writing an email, it's important that you think ahead, so you anticipate the other person's response and you give them options. And if they don't have any availability, then they can offer something else alternatively. So that way you save yourself from having to reply a few emails and address something that can be done succinctly. When I'm writing letters, I also make sure that the letters are short and to the point. So when the other person receives their letter, as long as a person receives the main point, the salient points, then there's no need to read a long essay about something. So it saves yourself time and it saves the other person time. Time management can only take you so far. If you have time but you don't have energy, how are you going to be productive? Energy is a fuel that we require to get things done. People with low energy don't have motivation. They can't really do much. People who can manage their time and manage their energy can get a lot of things done. This is why it's important to manage your energy. How do you manage your energy? The first step is to identify what activities deplete your energy and what activities replenish your energy. Each of us has different activities that deplete our energy. If there are tasks that you have to do and don't really like to do these tasks, you might feel more drained once you've done it. On the other hand, if there's something that you enjoy doing, for example, if you enjoy teaching other people, you get a boost out of the activity when you teach other people. I suggest you take 15 minutes and identify exactly which activities that are draining your energy and which activities that replenish your energy. Once you've listed the activities that are depleting your energy, look at which activities you can eliminate, which activities you can delegate to somebody else who would be happy to do it, and look at activities that's replenishing your energy that you could do more of, that's going to enhance your energy level. The various factors that affect our energy level. It's vital that we take good care of our body and mind. The body and mind that we live in is for our whole lifetime. There's no replacement to it. So we're going to use this body and mind for our whole life, and it's important that we take good care of it. Let me give you an analogy. If you're asked to buy a car for your whole life, choose a car and you're going to drive this car for your whole life. How are you going to look after this car if you know that you don't have any replacement car? I bet you're going to take good care of the car and you're going to make sure that the car is serviced and maintained regularly. The food we eat makes a bulk of our energy. Being mindful what exactly you're eating and what you're putting in your body is essential to be able to manage your energy. When you're eating something, make sure that you're eating something healthy that's nutritious to your body. What you're doing now with your body has a lasting impact 10 years, 20 years from now. The best way to naturally enhance your energy level is to prioritize sleep. Research has shown time and time again how vital sleep is. If you don't sleep well, you're going to feel groggy in the morning and your output of energy would reflect this poor sleep. Prioritizing sleep is a must if you want to manage your energy well. Most high-performing athletes understand the importance of sleep, and for them, sleep is non-negotiable. If you think that you don't need much sleep and you can burn the midnight candle, chances are that you're going to be less productive in the long term. Another way to manage your energy is to exercise regularly. When you exercise yourself, you will feel more energized. Exercise has beneficial effects to your mental health and your physical health. Confucius once said, "The man who chases two rabbits catches neither." We live in a fast-paced society and there's so many information out there. While technology has many advantages, it has also invaded our personal space. Most of us carry our smartphone everywhere we go, even in the bedroom. Our smartphone is a source of many distractions. The barrage of notifications we receive every day hijack our attention. If you want to be productive, you need to understand that you have a limited bandwidth. If we're not mindful about where we allocate our attention, we saturate our bandwidth and cannot be productive. A useful tool to allocate your attention where you want it to go is to capture your thoughts on paper. So if you're having a thought that's running, just write it down so that you don't have to worry about thinking about it and remembering it. This way, you free up your attention to do something that you want to do. If you want to be productive, it's vital that you eliminate distraction. The more distraction you have in your proximity, the less productive you will be. Let me give you an example of how I eliminate distraction. If I know that I'm going to work on an article tomorrow, what I'll do is that I'm going to declutter my desk. I'm going to make sure that my phone is on airplane mode. I'm going to make sure that I'm not disturbed by anybody. So when I get to work, I will have all the conditions set to the optimum so that I can focus. I can make sure that I engage with that work so that I have my attention fully engaged to the task at hand. This is where you can actually enhance your state of mind and be in a state of flow where you're fully engaged and time seems to stand still. To get in a state of flow, you need to have a single focus, which is why it's important that you eliminate distractions and you don't multitask. When you multitask, what you essentially do is that your brain switches its attention from one task to the other. When you do that, you're not engaging your brain fully in the task at hand. It is difficult to be productive when you're not focused. So if you've managed your time, you've managed your energy, and you're not managing your attention, what usually happens is that you're doing a lot of things at the same time and you're not focused. You're distracted and you're wasting a lot of energy doing things that you don't need to be doing. People set a lot of goals, but actually, when they're not focused, they're not setting the right goals. To be able to manage your attention, it's important that you focus on what's important. Instead of focusing on doing more things, putting more things and saying yes to everything, what you need to do is focus your attention, say yes to the right things. Say yes to things that are aligned to your core values so that you don't actually do things just for the sake of doing things. Last but not least is to practice mindfulness. If you want to manage your attention, practicing mindfulness is one of the best ways to train your mind to focus attention, to be in the present moment, and to be fully engaged. I've practiced mindfulness for years, and it's no secret to anybody that mindfulness is something that's changed my life. I've made a lot of videos about practicing mindfulness. You can check them out on my channel. When you practice mindfulness, what you train your mind to do is to be in the present moment and to focus your attention where you want it to go. Most people are on autopilot and mindlessly doing things every day. Practicing mindfulness is to concentrate your attention on a single point of focus. Most people cannot choose where to focus their attention because they've not trained the mind by practicing mindfulness. If you want to increase your productivity and you're serious about it, it's important that you focus on the 3 pillars of time, energy, and attention. When you strengthen these 3 pillars, you're going to be more productive.